Ascension of the Cybermen in the long run becomes the most pointless episode of Series 12, because of a certain piece of shit that follows it not taking the interesting stuff anywhere, making this episode absolutely fucking worthless, and to be honest I don't even remember it. Because a certain other episode overshadows this one so much. I only really remember the ending to this episode because it made me want to kill myself.
Wow! Oh! It's a good entrance, right?
No. To be honest, this is probably going to be like the shortest review I'll ever make because this episode is so fucking dull. This is the worst Cyberman story I have ever seen in my entire life.
And on that terrible disappointment...
Let's start this shit show. To be honest, this pre-title sequence moment is probably the best part of this episode. It's pretty creative and the speech is good. And it's a hook into this episode, which lets it down. And then we start this episode on this guy. Wait, who are you? Not gonna lie, despite these scenes leading into the dread is timeless, these are the best parts of the episode. I was expecting this to show the origin of the lone Cyberman and how he came to be, but unfortunately they are just part of whatever bullshit excuse they make in Timeless. Now obviously because there's a positive in this episode that doesn't involve the Doctor, the parts that actually feature the Doctor fucking suck. Just like in Spyfall Part 2 in the original time-hopping location with the cheesy carnival people. Also, if people keep wondering why whenever I talk about Spyfall Part 2 I just use footage from the first part, that's because the very legitimate and legal place where I get the footage for every other episode doesn't have Part 2. And I don't have the screen recorded footage anymore. So... Also, if you're wondering why the quality in Ascension suddenly looks fantastic after it's been looking shit for ages, is because until I made this review I had a smaller file of Ascension because it took up less space. And only when actually reviewing it have I got like a better file of it so the quality looks much better. This is irrelevant, why am I saying this? Anyway, yeah, these scenes with the Doctor suck. While the look of the location is nice, we don't even get a name of where we are and no details on what the Cybermen have done are given. Actually no, we are told that they essentially wiped out the human race. This brings up the problem that Doctor Who constantly has of just making the Cybermen into generic robots. This happens all the time and it's annoying as fuck. And Moffat actually set them back on track in the series 10 finale. So saying Chin will just make them into shittier Daleks again is just frustrating. And to mention, the dialogue in this episode is fucking pathetic. We get 3 separate explanations from the FAM on what these pieces of shit do, which are all fucking useless, making this absolute filler. And then after they fail, they all, one after each other, tell the Doctor they failed. Jesus fucking Christ. How is anything meant to be taken seriously if the dialogue is as stupid as the cyber drones? Did you think I would ignore them? Not a fucking chance in hell, look at them! This design is fucking laughable and this whole scene is terrible. For some reason these fucking morons keep running out just to get killed. And then we get these shots as if we're meant to care. I said it in the Orphan 55 review and I'll say it again. How are we meant to keep engaged if the decisions being made are so fucking retarded? And Jodie's performance in this scene is terrible. It's made incredibly obvious by scenes like this that Jodie can't do shouting acting. The same shit happened in Praxis, and watching her in scenes like this is just embarrassing to be honest. And in this scene she says that they can't make it back to the TARDIS. I wonder why? No details are given and it can't be that far away. However, Jodie's acting in this scene compared to her companions, it's fucking light years better. Even then, she can't live up to the set expectations. And once Cyberteeth showed up, the amount of stupidity knows no bounds. So the Doctor, never being cruel or cowardly, runs away from the Cybermen to act as bait. But then the Cybermen just see the fucking companions anyway, and we truly see how incompetent the Cybermen have become. Due to this fucking genius scene, where out of over 55 shots fired, yes, I counted, they hit a grand total of 0 people and a ship, doing no damage to either. What an absolute fucking joke the Cybermen have become. In their last story, the Doctor falls, which I don't even like by the way, they are still threatening as fuck and they kill the Doctor. But these useless tin robot fucks can't even kill these useless companions. Pathetic!
Is that it? Useless. None point.
Then, after another useless character is killed as if we're meant to care, the Doctor throws a grenade she pulled out of nowhere at Cyberteeth. Remember when the show could actually create characters that the audience gave a shit about? Not even the main characters, but side characters? Like, that we actually like. Clive has more of a character to him than every single character from this fucking era, and he has about 5 total minutes of screen time. And we actually feel bad when he gets killed. And now we just have Cybermen killing planks of wood in overdramatic scenes and no one gives a shit. We get another Irish scene, and I've just got to bring up a complaint I have with these scenes. They're a lot like the Missy scenes in Extremis. While they are good, they interrupt the flow of the episode and make it feel disjointed as fuck. However, the Missy scenes don't have these fucking awful falling effects, like, come on. I see you taking some inspiration from the Hand of Fear there. After some more scenes of irrelevant dribble, we get another confrontation between Cybercheeks and 13, and I was hoping this would be good, as the initial conversation between 13 and Cybertits and Horton was good until 13 ruined it by waffling. And how is this one? Well, it reveals that the Cybermen have the most boring plan in history, but it does make Lonely Boy 69 more interesting, giving us some more detail about him. But, however, because of the spineless children, this just feels pointless. Because that episode doesn't make him any more interesting, and he just gets overshadowed by it. Back to Gaz and Haim, the scene of them in the ships are fucking dreadful and boring! However, the shot of them in the middle of the cyber battlefield is fantastic, and it makes the opening shot make more sense. Not gonna lie, the first time I was watching this episode, I was just waiting for Jack to show up, and I thought the banging sound on the outside of the ship was just him waiting outside. I really wish that was the case. Also, the shot of the ship flying into the cyber ship was fucking awesome. However, the few good things about these scenes are ruined by these annoying characters. Like, we land on this cyber ship and the dialogue we get is fucking atrocious. Will you shut the fuck up and just show us the Cybermen for God's sake? Back on the Doctor's side of things, shit isn't much better here either. We find out that there's a gateway that humanity is going through to prevent their extinction. Utopia! And we get a somewhat nice shot of CGI ruined by shitty cinematography. Once again. And then it turns out this portal is to fucking Gallifrey. What a great big surprise! As if it wasn't the most obvious thing on the fucking planet. And then we get more Utopia vibes, as the Worst Master jumps out of the portal just as annoying as always, and completely derails the story, just like he did before.
Be afraid, Doctor. Because everything is about to change.
Alright! We fucking get it! Shut the fuck up and die, you So that was Ascension of the Cyberman. The worst Cyberman story I've seen in my life. The only good parts of this episode have absolutely nothing to do with this plot. Cyberteeth is getting more annoying and less interested by the second, and it's just filled with the usual Chibnall shite. Too many characters to not give a shit about. Awful acting, absolutely no stakes, abysmal music and ugly cinematography. There is literally nothing to like about this episode. And having the Master overshadow the Cybermen again just shows how dried up and worthless this show has truly become. And obviously the appearance of the Sacha Master instantly makes this episode 10 times worse. Up next, the worst episode in Doctor Who history.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official TARDIS Team YouTube channel.